Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm Sarah, this is No BS Beauty. So today I want to thank Rao, I believe is how you pronounce it, for her message, giving me a heads up about this. So in the US, the FDA is actually looking at approving a new filter. So for sunscreen, because we are so far behind all the other countries. So this will be the first time since 1999 that the U.S. would have a new approved sunscreen filter. And actually in 1999, they really didn't approve any new ones. They kind of just finalized it as an over-the-counter sunscreen filter. And in 1999, those chemical ingredients that they officially approved were avobenzone, octinoxate, oxybenzone, and octisalate, which had been around already for quite some time. Before that, the filters we were working with were titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, PABA, which actually I think they found is actually not very good for you, and then octinoxate, homosalate, octisalate, and patamate, which is a PABA derivative, which I think they actually found that ingredient was actually kind of dangerous for people, or I believe it was dangerous for pregnant women or babies. It was just not a very healthy ingredient. So really in the US, we've had no real new filters. And if you look at a country like Japan, somebody that's formulating sunscreens in Japan has over 30 different options of filters they can put in their sunscreen. If you're in the US, you have a handful of them, and many of them aren't very safe. So in the US, in the last 30 or 40 years, we've had 16 different active sunscreen filters. Only 8 of those are actually useful. Avobenzone, homosalate, all of those. And most of them are either not very good or not very good for you. So I guess compared to applying a carcinogen on your skin, you're probably better off getting burnt. I don't know. So yeah, so when you compare that to a lot of other countries that like Europe, Japan, Australia, Asia, they have a lot of great filter options, and we just don't. We haven't approved any. So actually, in 2017, there was a test done, a controlled test where they tested 20 sunscreens of the U.S. and found that only 11 of them could meet Europe's standard for UV protection. Only 11. So about half of those. And now we have access, even in the last few years, to new filters. So the manufacturer of this new filter, well, it's not really a new filter, it's already been used. Tinsorb S is basically the name of it. The chemical name of it is bemetrazinol. So the manufacturer of this filter has been working with the U.S. To get it passed. They've actually been working on getting this approved and used for about 2 decades now. This filter's been around and used in other countries, and they've been focusing on getting approved in the U.S. And finally, it sounds like they're getting somewhere, and I will link below how to write that you support this. I will link to this. And this factory or manufacturer spent over $20 million working to get this passed. So they've been working, that's about $1 million a year. They've been working on it for 2 decades, and it's cost about $20 million. And obviously, if it's approved, it looks like it should be approved. They'll reap the rewards. So hopefully if this gets approved, we'll start seeing it in sunscreens in the U.S. Maybe by the end of 2026 or the beginning of 2027. So yeah, so if you have a chance, write. I will link to it below how to just say, hey, I support this new filter technology, and maybe if we get this one approved, they'll work with other manufacturers and approve other filters. There's, like I said, in other countries, there's 30 filters that are used in sunscreens, and most of them aren't approved here. And actually in the U.S., for actual UVA filters, remember, UVA filters are the one that aid you. UVB filters are the one that burn you. So there's different levels of intensity from the sun, and different filters work differently to protect that, which is why mineral filters, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, are common in the US because they just block them. But chemical filters, some chemical filters filter UVA, some of them do UVB, some of them do both. Not all of them do the same thing. So Tinsorb S is a good agent. So it's actually very photostable, which is a good thing. There's some filters like the UVA chemical filter that we have in the US, which is at this point only avobenzone. It's not very photostable, so it needs other ingredients for it to work. And if those other ingredients aren't in there for it to work, it doesn't do much for UVAs. But this Tinsorb S covers UVB and UVA, which makes it a really useful ingredient in the US, when right now for UVA rays, aside from mineral filters, we really only have avobenzone. So Tinsorb S is very photostable. It takes a long time for it to deteriorate, which makes it very useful for an alternative to avobenzone. Avobenzone, for me, I notice my eyes are very sensitive to that specific filter. The other chemical filters we have in the US, not so much, but avobenzone being the only UVA filter, if I want to use a chemical sunscreen and actually protect my skin from UVA rays, avobenzone's it, unless I want a mineral sunscreen, which can be thicker. They can be pigmented, not as elegant and smooth feeling. Right now I've got the Bioderma sunscreen on. Gives you a little tint, actually. It's very nice. Aqua fluid. So very nice tint and everything else, but it's a chemical sunscreen, but it's very elegant. So Tinsorb S is oil soluble, which is nice. It's pretty safe. They really don't have any issues with it. Other sunscreens filters can sometimes show, they claim it can be not good for your body, and some claim it has estrogenic activity. It's kind of their main reason to not be chemical sunscreen friendly. But I personally, some of those studies that were done on these other filters saying that they can cause estrogenic activity, I don't necessarily think the methodology of some of them were great. Some of them were applying this like very thick layers, multiple layers, without any other ingredients in it. So do your own research, come to your own conclusion. Everyone's got their own right to their own opinion on that. So, but I think we should have the option to have more filters, chemical filters. I'm hoping if this is approved, we'll be able to, get things going with Juvenile A+, Juvenile T150, Mexoral XS, Mexoral XL. There's tons of them, and we just don't have access to them in the US, and I don't think some people in the US know how nice and elegant some of these other sunscreens are and how protective they are compared to our sad stuff that we have here. So, and a lot of people haven't had the chance to test out lots of different sunscreens from different countries, and Japan and Australia and France and Italy, and there's just so many other good alternatives. So anyway, so Tinsorb S is very nice. It's a great filter. I've liked using it in my other sunscreen, so I think it's certainly worth spending 5 minutes. Click the link below and fill out the information. Just write a short statement. I don't think you have to fill anything out too crazy. Just say, I support more filters. I support the approval of Tinsorb S. We need more options in the US, and hopefully if this one goes through, which it looks like it should, maybe before the year's end, we'll have progress on other filters. It would be nice to have 30 options like Japan and Europe and Asia do, and instead of just basically 8 filters that aren't very good, especially for UVA rays, unless you want to apply the chemical ones. So anyway, leave all your thoughts below. Check out the description for that link, and I want to thank Rao again for their message. Reminded me of this because I knew this had gone on. I just kind of didn't realize that the time to comment on is coming up. I think there's about a week. So a week to comment and share your thoughts with the government and let them know what you support. So anyway, thanks so much. Leave any questions or comments below, and I will see you guys more tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.